Venice officials getting a closer look at some of the citywide building issues,
including a fire station that has a hole in the roof. As ABC7's Christopher Brantley tells us, an outside consultant has suggested a major overhaul.
Good evening. Fire Station 1 was built 40 years ago, and then the time that's elapsed between then and now, it hasn't had any major structural work done to it. So it's not all that much of a surprise that the building is falling apart.
The roof is beyond repair. We have water leaking into the facility. We've had mold issues, which we've had to remedy. We've also had some pests. We had rats.
Fire Station 1 has been limping along for years, but as much as city staff tries to fix the problems, more always come up. It's becoming clear the building can't handle the load.
And the response that they had back then is different than what we have today. We just closed out with almost 3,800 calls this past year.
A city-hired consultant was brought in to examine the building, and their results are being presented to City Council Tuesday.
The building there is just inadequate in so many ways and hasn't been maintained very well.
The suggestion is to knock the current building down and start again, but of course, that isn't cheap.
$5 million was our initial figure based on the square footage of building that is needed.
Just Monday morning, the fire chief was out surveying properties for a temporary station if the city goes forward with rebuilding.
We want to be able to make sure you don't change your response, that you don't impact your response and our response times.
Now, that report will go before City Council on Tuesday. It will be up to those elected officials to decide if or when this building gets replaced. In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher.